Hi everybody. Here we are in my back room today. I hope that you can hear and see me. Here is the next episode of Parenting in a Pandemic. And today I want to look at something a little bit different, not your relationship with your children, but your relationship with your co-parent. Now, I'm primarily thinking, of course, of the people who are locked in together, who would normally be getting out and about for much of the day, but now they find themselves kind of stuck in the house for the majority of the day together. And it puts a strain on all of us. Excuse my hair. I read yesterday or the day before that most couples spend something like 2 hours together a day, and now we are kind of stuck with each other. So I'm just thinking about that. We're coming on to a time when we've been looking forward to for ages, probably since Christmas, of the Easter bank holiday, that long bank holiday. But of course now it seems like it's no different from every other day, and that creates tension as well. The skills that I'm going to talk about, or the things that I'm going to talk about today, are equally valid for people who are co-parenting but live in different locations, because obviously you have to liaise together, you have to negotiate what's going on with the kids and so on. So that might be with another biological parent. It might be with somebody like your mum or your sister or someone else who helps you with the kids regularly. These skills are also transferable in other ways. They're great for the workplace. And people who are still working are under increased stress, either because you're all working in different locations or because there's added pressure and worry. So I hope lots of people will be able to use these skills in a variety of ways. Before I start thinking about them, I just want to say that these are all things that we talk about at Salway when we run our Let's Stick Together presentation for couples. And we do other couple stuff and parenting courses as well. And so please do, if you're interested in finding out more about any of these things, get in touch with me, either through our Facebook page, through our website, salway.org, or you can message me. You'll find my contact details on the website. But I have to say, it's not just us at Salway that use this, because it's materials that are put together by Care for the Family, who I flagged up before. Care for the Family are an excellent organisation, and they support family life in a number of ways. Number one, they support family life by supporting parents. And I've talked about some of their parenting tips, but they have whole courses that you may be aware of and that we run at Salway. Secondly, they do couple stuff to support family life by keeping relationships strong. And then they also do support for bereaved families. So that's either families that have lost a child or families that have lost a partner, particularly when you're still bringing up your children. So if any of those are of interest to you, or any particular aspect of parenting, like you're a foster parent or an adopted parent, a single parent or a step parent, there's support and help and advice, podcasts and articles, and all kinds of good things you'll find on the Care for the Family website. Enough of this. I want to talk to you today about our relationships, as I said, and I want to particularly talk about the bad habits that we all have. We don't even know we have bad habits in our relationships because they're just often stuff we've picked up from our own parents, ways of interacting with our partner. They're just things that come naturally to us, or ways we react to how our partner deals with us. And bad habits are always worse when we're stressed or when we're tired, when we can't have the energy to feel or think creatively at home and with our partner. And we often think if they didn't just behave like that towards me, then we would get along a lot better. But the truth is, we can't stop our partner's behavior, but we can change our own. And when we change our own behavior, then that changes how they react to us. So if you want to change your partner's behavior, change your own, and you'll be surprised. And as always, I would say that a small change can bring about a big difference. So some bad habits, bad relationship habits, you are going to be amazed with me today because I have got a visual aid. Tra-la! So stop bad habits. And there are 4 of them. Can I angle this a bit better? Yes, if I do this. And we're going to go through them all. And they have this STOP acronym, 1 for each letter. And the first one, as you see, is, it's very difficult to do this backwards. S is for scoring points. Now, scoring points, that's when you have a dig at your partner and they have a dig back. And soon you are conflicting because you're trying to outdo each other. So I want to give you an example of this. So my husband is naturally untidy. I am trying, by nature, naturally more tidy. And so we often have exchange of words about this. So it might start because he now can't find something he's put down. So he'll say, where's my whatever? It was here. Now I can say, give a little dig. I say, I don't know, you leave stuff around all the time, all over the place. And he will say, well, you will have scooped and dumped it. He's having a little dig at me for always tidying up. And then I say, well, you should have a proper place for things, and then this wouldn't happen. So now I've had a dig at him, he's had a dig at me, and we are feeling like this. But we both feel got at and attacked for how we naturally are. I can't stop him saying, where's my thing? I've lost it, because it's not always my fault, believe it or not. But if when he asks me, I can have a different approach, then we won't have that conflict situation. I always say it's nice to, when you feel a conflict starting, to think, how can I turn this round so that it turns into a teamwork situation. So if he says, where's my such and such, it was here, I need to stop. I can't say stop to him. I need to say stop to myself. Stop. Don't have a dig. Say, oh, is it something you need urgently? Should I stop what I'm doing to help you look for it now? Or can we look for it later? Now he feels good because he knows if it's an urgent situation, I'm prepared to stop now and help him. And if it's not urgent, I'm still prepared to help him, but we can work together. I can finish what I'm doing. So that's the first thing. Stop scoring points, having digs at each other. The next one, if you can see, is thinking the worst. Thinking the worst. So we all know what this looks like. Girls, our husband or our partner comes home with some flowers and we say, what have you done wrong? That's thinking the worst. but it's not always something they do. Sometimes it's something that they stop doing. They stop communicating. Our partner might be quieter than normal, might be withdrawn. They might be more short-tempered, and we think, oh my goodness, I'm really getting on their nerves, or I must have done something to upset them, or perhaps the magic's going out of our relationship. Or we think all kinds of things. We always lead to an extreme conclusion, don't we? We think the worst. I'll give you an example. Before we had children, Pete and I both went out to work. We'd come home, we'd have our evening meal together, clear up, and then we would sit down and have a little cuddle on the sofa. Once we got to the end of the day when I had children and I was at home all day with the children, the children would climb all over me. I'd be picking them up and putting them down and wiping their noses and their bottoms, and it was just full on. And I did not want to keep cuddling people when it came to the evening. And I would say to Pete, I'm sorry, I'm going to sit over here tonight. And you can imagine, he never said anything. He accepted it. But of course, later you find out that he was thinking, so she's got what she wants now. She's got a nice home. She's got 2 lovely children. She obviously doesn't feel she needs me anymore. And so I didn't find out that he was thinking that for a long time. He thought the worst. And when it did come out, it was quite a big backlog of thoughts that we had to unwind. So thinking the worst. If when I'd said, oh, look, I'm going to sit somewhere else today, if Pete had been able to think to say, are you okay? How are things going? Then perhaps we could have had a conversation, and I could have said to him, like, I'm really sorry. I'm just exhausted. Thank you for being patient. This is just a season. It's not going to last forever. And we could have been able to support one another differently in those times. So my message is, if that's you, don't think the worst. Ask a question, check in. Your partner might just have a lot going on in their heads, in their lives, and it could be that they I'm just going to, can you hear my phone whistling? I'm just going to put that on silent. It could be that they would just appreciate you noticing that they're stressed or withdrawn, and to show that you can support. Again, it's finding that way of being a team together rather than allowing it to cause you to drift apart. So don't ruminate, ask a simple question, check in. Okay, third one. Oh dear, I'm not getting on well with this. Oh, this is hopeless. Opting out. I'm glad you can read that. Opting out. Sometimes people do this because they just don't want to face talking about something, but it's not actually helpful. Sometimes you want to just touch base about something, you want to talk something through. It could be, I want to decorate a room, and your partner just won't engage with you. It could be something else. It could be you want to touch base about how we're going to manage finances at the moment. Situation's changed and it's hard to get them to sit down and talk. Obviously, it might be because they're worried about it or they're stressed about it, and it's easier not to engage. But let me give you an example from us again. I'm from a reasonably large family. I had my mum and my aunt, and I'm one of 4. We're all married with children of our own. And so there's lots of us, and it's hard to get together. But every other February half term, we book somewhere, Sometimes we even go abroad, and when we're abroad, we go, where we have to book the tickets. Now, my husband doesn't really like coming away with all of us. We're noisy. He's an introvert. He doesn't like to be so sort of hemmed in together with other people all week. And it's a bit stressful for him. So on the occasions we've gone abroad, obviously we all want to book tickets, and he is not necessarily wanting to sort of get on board with this. So someone's saying, I've got a good deal for tickets. Shall I book them for us? How many tickets do you want? I need to get this sorted. But Peter just won't kind of be on board with this, and he won't want to answer. And so it becomes a bit stressful because he's opting out, and there's time ticking by, and the stress with tickets. It would be better if I could just say, instead of saying, come on, make a decision, if I just say, Anne, stop. Come on. I need to just check in with him. I need to just ask him, let's talk honestly about what expectations we have for ourselves, for one another. Let's work out how we are going to manage this. What is honestly your problem? And then together as a couple, present a united front to my family and just say, look, Pete struggles with this. So it will be difficult for him now to come this year, but perhaps next time we could come. So don't get him a ticket this time, but maybe next time. So opting out. And the final one, if I can do this again, P for put downs. Putting someone down, well, we all know what this is. This is when you make someone feel small or stupid or worthless by cutting them down with a harsh remark. So we all know, we all do this sometimes. We might go into a room where your partner is and say, I thought you were tidying up in here. Or you might say, leave that to me. I want it done properly. Or, there's all kinds of things. I have to say, I was struggling for an example from us when I was kind of writing my presentation. I said to Pete, Pete, I'm doing this P for put downs. And he said, oh, well, I would have thought you'd be good at that. Oh, thank you very much. It's a very helpful example. So he actually managed to do one when I asked for help. It's a bad habit, isn't it? So when we catch ourselves having made a judgmental remark, what we need to do is just say, I'm so sorry. That was completely uncalled for. That was unkind and not helpful. And we need to just stop, don't we, before it becomes a full-blown argument, and just touch base with ourselves and apologise to our partner. You might need to say, let me show you how it helps me to tidy up this room, or let me, at some point we'll sit down and we'll work out how this is best done for our family. So that's it. That is 4 bad habits. And I'm sure as we've gone through, you might either have identified something that you do or your partner does. When I talk about this with couples, you can see them exchanging looks of, oh, you do that, or, oh, yeah, I do that, or we do that. So in summing up, I hope this is useful to help you think about your relationship and just stopping the bad habits, particularly now we're under stress and we're together all the time. I would say next time I'm going to do some good habits, starting some good habits, and that will support us, but they're also good to do with our children this time as well. And also an encouragement for us parents. We can tell our children how to behave, We can tell them what expectations we have for them, but a lot of our values are caught rather than taught. So we need to model what a good relationship is for our children. They will see and understand that far more than all the politeness we try and consciously teach them. They will learn how to interact with a partner by watching us. So we need to be the adults, and in this case, the partners that we want our children to grow up to be. Of course, we want them to be supportive partners. We want them to be able to have a good relationship that they can work at and know how to work at it. So that's what we need to do ourselves. So that's it. 4 bad habits for us to think about. Think about how we can change our own behavior so that we can change the dynamic in our relationship and therefore in the whole household. So that's it for now, and I'll see you next time. Take care and enjoy the bank holiday weekend.